Hi Jennifer, this is Dave from Garden Gnomes. Here's the gnome. I'm going to be sending him off today. There's a few things maybe I can help you out with. This here, I would probably take a diluted clear glaze, put it in here, kind of swoosh it around so it doesn't spill over. You can take a brush and sort of go around the edges. Try to get this whole thing with a clear glaze type of a thing. And what you're going to want to do is let this dry at least a day before you go to paint the rest of it. Do the same thing with this. Put the glaze in here, kind of put your hands over it, kind of squish it around. Try to get this with a clear glaze in there. Same thing with the hand attachment with the pick. Now what you're going to do is paint this whole thing. You're going to want 3 coats because otherwise it's going to be streaky where you're not going to get a good coverage. You can do, as far as painting it, one color and try to dry brush it over so you can have a double glaze over it. And this is probably what he's going to have you do. I talked to the studio he called. You're probably going to use a Concept from Duncan or maybe even a Stroke and Coat from Mako. These are specialized paints that are underglaze and a glaze together for just a bisque item. So the reason I wanted, it's a lot easier to paint it than have these attached to it. So when you get this, I'll paint it. Don't glaze in here and don't worry about the pencil because this will fire off. I would not fire. Don't fire glaze in here. Don't paint, I should say. Because when you have a glaze look to it, your epoxy and stuff won't stick as good to a glaze item. So don't paint here. And then you'll see a little area here. You can leave a little space here. And also just a tad in here I wouldn't paint. Now the way these go on here, after you paint it, and also when you go to paint this, this is against it. So you want to stilt here, not on here because this is the shown part. Same with here. You'll see on here there is a part that's a flat piece. And I'll put a little bit of a pencil mark on here so you can see it. This here, maybe you want to not glaze either. And the way this hooks up, after you're done with this, you want to put epoxy in here, a little bit here, and it's going to rest right on top of here. Just like this. That's the reason it's probably best if you do everything afterwards, because it would be a pain in the neck to paint this, and you'd probably have some choice words for me. Same with this one here. Don't paint in here, and also you don't really need to paint anything in here because you're not going to see it. When you go ahead and epoxy it or use a ceramic glue, it's going to fit right in here. Both of these posts are probably going to sit right against the gnome itself, and you can also put a couple drops of epoxy or ceramic glue in there. And that's the reason why because this here is going to be a pain to paint in here, and it's not going to be a lot of fun. So I would paint these individually. Go ahead, paint, fire, then go ahead and attach these later. And there's different epoxies. You can use a ceramic glue. You can even have some type of I use from Home or Home Depot or Lowe's. It's a silicone where it's like a rubber, and you have to probably set this and let it sit for a while and let it glue. That way if somebody ever hits it hard, it will knock this off without damaging anything. But you can always call me for this. But this here, I just wanted to get things where you can see how this goes afterwards. So again, don't paint a little bit on this thing. Don't paint a little bit in here and a little bit here on there. So enjoy your painting, and it's off.